So we ordered this on Amazon. It was listed as good like new, whatever, just some damage to the packaging. Well, it looks good to me, so I don't know if they repackaged it before they sent it, but I don't see anything that's damaged on this package. Some extra tape or whatnot. This is the KTT 12-person with awning tent. We're going to use this with our camping come summer, but I couldn't give up on the deal. It was marked down like $120. So you'll see this with us as we unpack it, and we'll put it up and we'll give you some looks at the material and whether we feel it'll be good enough for our use this summer. So we're going to dive in right now. Like I said, this packaging looks pretty good to me, unless they put it in a new box. We'll see how things look once we get into it. Put our knife away so we don't accidentally cut into something. Well, that looks pretty nice. We have a string there, don't need that. But as you probably know, anything that you've unpacked from the factory, there's probably no way we're going to get it back into this bag after we unpack it and put it up and try to put it back in. But we'll do our best, and we'll show you how we struggle to get that back in there. Then you can decide for yourself if something like this is worth it to you with the struggles. But again, here's the box. There is a little dent here and here, but for the most part, I really don't see anything wrong with this. It was well worth, well, we don't know yet, but for the markdown on certain websites, it was $350, I think. Amazon had it for $240 or something, and then it was marked down to $180 for the damages. All right, so now we will open this up and see what we got. All right, so we got a couple snaps on the bag. The bag itself is It's feels kind of thin to me. It'll be good enough to put it in for maybe a season or two, but I'm afraid with any sun beating on it or whatnot, it'll definitely tear in short order. But with the stamps that you undo, it does open up the bag quite a bit. There's quite a bit of free play in there, so we might be able to get it back in the bag. And that looks well packed inside there. Bundled back up like that. It's got some good coating on it, but again, it's pretty cheap in my opinion. It'll last probably a couple seasons. We will cut more snaps. And just like that. Ooh, pretty. All right, we got tent poles here, stakes. Don't know. This must be the rain fly. The tent itself. No instructions anywhere. Zero. Maybe that's why I was marked down, is because, but we haven't checked in here yet. All right, so we have this bag here. It's got all the tent poles. This has got stakes in it. Open this up. Here's tie downs for the stakes. I'm looking to see if maybe they had the instructions in one of these bags. Oh, another tie. Nothing in there. And then here's all these poles. Nothing in there. So for sure there's no directions on how to do this, and no way to check if we have all the necessary parts to put this up. We will try to figure this out together, but that must be why they marked it down so much, is because they want you to go by guess and by golly to put this together. So that's what we're going to do, see what happens, and hopefully this helps you out if you go forward with this purchase of this particular tent. But it's pretty disappointing that there's no directions. Make sure there isn't a hidden compartment in here. Nope. Alright, so we're gonna start working on putting these poles together and see how we do. Alright, so we put back the tie downs because we're not going to need that for this. And I'll put the stakes in there because we're going to try to set it up on our deck and see how things go. But a little faux pas on my part. My wife came over, our camera operator, afterwards and said, "Well, you dummy, there's a side pocket right here." I didn't see the side pocket because that's just me, I guess. She found a side pocket. It's got some stuff in it. We're going to look at this and go from there. But make sure you ask your wife to look things over before you just give up, because that's what I do. I just give up and say, they just didn't send it. But get your significant other to look and they'll find it for you. So now we're going to look at the directions and we're going to put it up. All right, so here's our instructions. Not very good instructions, but these tie downs here, there's 8 in the picture. We had 10. There's 2 of these in the picture. We got the 2 over there. But in this picture here, you can see that these three inserted ones go on these corners. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, it should be, I'm guessing. Then also on this right here, it says 2, and there's nothing in this picture, and there's nothing that we found so far. So hopefully they're attached straight to the tent. When we roll that out, we're going to find out. Right now, we've got these 2 long poles right here, and here's this one. Hopefully it's the shorter one. It looks like it is. So yeah, we have that according to the picture. We got the 2 long ones and the short one. And then these gray ones are for the awning. We got those. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 poles. So we got those. And then we have these poles here. We're gonna put these together and roll this out some more, and we'll see how close we are to having everything we're supposed to have. All right. Okay, so we got the tent all laid out. We put together those long poles. We put together the rest of the poles that were in here. According to the picture, we have everything. Got the 4 here, 2 long skinnies, 2 short fats, and then these, the other ones I said they're supposed to be 4, are tied on to the tent, I believe. I didn't look to see on this side. Yep, there's another one there. So we got 4 of these, 2 that come non-attached, 2 that are attached, and then these were tied to the tent as well. So everything looks to be here. Now we're gonna try to slide in the poles. We got 2 long ones, and they'll go this way, kitty corner, cattywampus. So from that corner to that corner, this corner to this corner, and then the short one will go across the middle. and that'll pop it up, and then we'll try to go follow the instructions from there. Show you how this goes as we go. Okay, so we put in the short one, and we got this long one that goes right into the orange things, the orange sleeves that are on top of the tent. And then I started this one, and we're gonna put it across here, and I'm on top of the tent doing it by myself, so it's a little bit difficult. And then once this is all the way in, I think it's going to take two of us to get this through there straight, but we'll get this all through there straight so we don't rip anything. There's a tie here. Once all three of them are in, we'll tie them together, and that'll keep them in place. Now I'm going to get the cameraman, and we'll get this put through there, and then we'll show it to you shortly. Okay, we have this leg put in. It goes down to the corner. There's little pins at the corner that you slide up into the pole. Right inside there, it goes up inside this. So it'll go up to the three-way connector, and then you got your long pole that'll come over to this other three-way connector. But this is definitely not a one-person job. I'm gonna wait for my wife to come back, and we'll try to push up the center and get the legs on the other side, and we'll pop it up, and from there it should be easy. But I definitely wouldn't try to tackle this by yourself. Anything could happen. You could have ripped something. It's too, for me anyways, I feel it's too difficult to do all by yourself. All right, so we're gonna get the other two legs on, get this popped up, and we'll show you what it looks like. From this side, I'm gonna have one person hold that up and have our daughter hold that up. And once this pops up, I'll put in the legs on this side, and hopefully that'll make things easier once we have it popped up in the air a little bit. Okay, we have this popped up. It wasn't easy. Three of us were able to manage getting it put together. We got the poles in this. We just need to get the other pole, which is down here on the side, which will then connect these two. And then we also have these sitting out here. So that's this right here has got to go onto this. And then we got a pole that goes up and down, and then it'll go into that little snap right there. So that'll be our next one, and we'll show you once we get those put together. All right, there's our cross beam there. So now we got our cross beams on both sides. I'll grab the other pole for that one. You can hear me rattling around back here. So in the first picture, these are, so 4 of them are tied right to the tent on the 4 corners. And so these must be in case you break them or snap them or something like that. There's also these that came with it, which I'm guessing these are extra to tie them with. So the 2 extra ones with 2 extra ties in case you break something. So this only goes one way. Let's see if we, and then this goes into here. said, it's got a pin that goes in the bottom. So we'll put our pin into the bottom of this. And it's because our legs aren't all the way out. It's not hitting the floor. So there's that. And then once you get your tie down in there, that'll tie that right to the floor. So here's alright, come on into our abode. Alright, come on in. We'll show you what everything looks like in here. We have, are you on the wide angle, the 0.5?
Yep.
Okay, so now we can see. The whole roof is not mesh. It's just these two sunlights, or what do you call that? Skylights. So we got skylight mesh, and I'm guessing you just roll this up nicely. Yeah, here's the thing, you can tie it up like that. We're not doing it fancy like, we just go like that. Here's the loop. This goes in to hold it, like so. Of course, it'll be much nicer when you do it, but we're just doing this to show. Here's another great big, oh, that's the unzip. Oh, there's two different zippers. That's what it is. How about that? So you can leave the door. Let's zip this back up and see what happens. So there's a door. I'm guessing that this is supposed to be undone like that. There's no other zipper. There it is. Okay. So this way you can leave it as a screen. Zip this closed. Leave it just as a screen. Or you can open it up completely once I find, there's so many zippers down here. Yeah, this is the one that goes to the screen. Then it makes it a door. So you got a big door there, door there. This also is a door or a screen. Like that. And then you can fold this up into here. Use it just as a screen. There's a zipper down here to keep it closed. So you can leave this as a screen like this, or you can open up this complete door like this. And so this side is exactly the same as this side. You leave this closed, your skylight, and then we got two windows back here. And this is buttoned up, so we got another one just like it there. Now, as far as the material goes, well, there's a little hook here. You can hang a light or something. There's also hooks here. There's a hook on that side. This is for this. There's some corner hooks here. All kinds of things to hook on. There's a little pocket here that looks like the only pocket. Oh, there's another pocket on that side. And, oh, cameraman just mentioned that first thing that I saw that I didn't know what it was. I don't even know where it is now. Maybe it's out there. this will be our room divider. There's a zipper on it too, so you can, I'll have to look and see how this goes up, but I'm assuming the zipper is going to be here in the middle somewhere. Like right here is a tie. Put that through there like that. And these will go out to the edges. And then the zipper, you can unzip it in the middle. Let's see here. Yeah. So there's little loops here to put this through, to attach it. I didn't do a very good job of that. But that would go up like that to split it. But we're not using that. We're not going to use that in that capacity. We want this to be able to put our picnic table in and use this for just sitting and hanging out. We're not going to sleep in this because we have our camper. This will just get us out of the bugs, out of the rain. But as I started to say, the material on this, it's okay, but it's definitely not coated with anything. So we'll have to definitely spray this with Scotch Guard or some kind of silicone spray to waterproof this. And once we do that, this should be good and waterproof. But I wouldn't count on this right straight from the factory delivering to your house to be waterproof. There's no coating on this. There's no tape that I can see on the seams. So we will coat this, and then come this summer, when it gets a little nicer out, we'll give it a try, do another video and spray some water on either during the rain, or we'll hook up our hose again. It's fall here in New York. We've already had a couple of freezing nights, so we've already turned off our hose to the house. So I can't spray water on this and check it out for you. But we will do that in a follow-up video come spring. I know it's months away, but anybody that's gone tent camping or used tents, you know, if you coat this with some Scotch Guard silicone spray, it'll work. You just gotta keep up the maintenance on it, and it'll definitely be rainproof. The floor, it's decent. Not super heavy duty, but it's decent. All in all, this will definitely fit our needs. Put our picnic table in here, a few chairs, and with the openings, we can see out. So that's it for now. I'll leave a link in the description to which tent this is. There's so many KTT tents out there. I couldn't find any videos on this specific one. I found them on the other ones, but not on this one. So I hope this helps anybody out there looking at this particular tent. It's the KTT 12-person cabin with awning. So we got the rain fly put on. Took us a couple of tries to figure out which way was which. These windows on this side have the openings in them, just like it shows on the picture. And then on this side, where the door is, these unzip all the way down to there. And then this is your awning. So this whole side here goes up underneath the poles for the awning. And it's actually double zipped. I don't know if you see that zipper right there. When you unzip that, that makes this twice as long. So it's just like a folded pillowcase type thing. And that'll go out again when you unzip that, so then it goes out even farther. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with the size of this tent and the quality of it. But as I said, for sure, you're going to have to use a couple cans of silicone spray on this. I think just the rain fly, if you're worried about rain getting in, just treat the rain fly here. You don't have to worry about the tent itself. And it'll suit you well. Quite spacious. With the rain fly. Alright, we're gonna pack this all back down, put it away until next camping season. So we just wanted to, since it was a deal, we wanted to make sure all the parts were here, which they were, and the instructions, which of course I couldn't find. The wife had to show me what it was all about and where it was. And you're going to need at least 2 people, 3 would be better, in my opinion, to get this put together. It's definitely a 2-person job to be able to bend the poles and get it upright. Alright, thanks for watching. If you found this useful, give me a like. Feel free to subscribe. I do anything that we buy on Amazon for our camping and stuff. I do a video so you have more information to be informed before you make your own purchase. Thanks again. Happy camping, everybody.